Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the LCSW Network. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channel, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of hope and support where social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Well, welcome back to Self-Care Saturday. Welcome back to our 2021 Wellness Challenge. We are at week 16 of our 2021 Wellness Challenge. For those of you that are new to the channel or new to the show, let me give you a quick recap. So in week 1, we talked about creating an early warning sign action plan to support and sustain our self-care. In week 2, we talked about the benefits of using positive self-affirmations for our self-care. In week 3, we talked about using audiobooks as a self-care practice. In week 4, we talked about the benefits of cycling. In week 5, we talked about the benefits of connecting with nature. In week 6, we talked about the benefits of walking. In week 7, we talked about the benefits of sleep. In week 8, we talked about the benefits of annual health exams as self-care. In week 9, we talked about utilizing hobbies and active leisure time for our self-care practice. In week 10, we talked about some various methods of using visual arts as self-care. In week 11, we talked about the importance of maintaining friendships as self-care. In week 12, we talked about the benefits of music for our mental health and self-care. In week 13, we talked about the benefits of water and staying hydrated as a self-care practice. In week 14, we talked about the positive benefits of food journaling. In last week's episode, week 15, we talked about reconnecting with our purpose. And in today's show, week 16, we are going to be talking about the financial wellness self-care practice called paying yourself first. Yes, that's our self-care challenge, self-care practice for week 16. Paying ourselves first to support and improve our financial wellness. So welcome back. Again, this is a channel created by a social worker for social workers, and this series is specifically developed and produced to support the self-care of social workers and other mental health professionals. So, and quick disclaimer, I am not providing financial advice in this video. I am not a financial advisor. This is purely for informational, educational. You could even think of this as continuing educational purposes only, okay? So you always want to do your own research, and you always want to consult with your own CPAs and certified financial advisors for any type of financial advice. But again, this is not financial advice. So I was just thinking, guys, as mental health professionals, LCSWs and others, we are providing mental health services to a lot of people that are experiencing tremendous stress, financial stress, relationship stress, stress from losing their jobs, from getting evicted. And we provide a lot of support to people going through these type of financial stressors and other type of stressors, you know. So I was thinking, what are we as social workers, as mental health professionals, what are we doing to support our financial wellness? You know, a few days ago, I was supervising a patient group where I work, and I was talking to the patients. Actually, I was facilitating this group. I wasn't supervising it. I was actually facilitating it. And this was right around the time of the stimulus checks, right? And I asked the veterans, you know, based on SAMHSA, Substance Abuse Mental Health Service Administration, they have this great handout, which I will leave a link in the description box for this video. They talk about 8 dimensions of wellness, and one of the dimensions that they highlight is financial wellness. So that's you could say that's the genesis for me creating this video and talking about this specific topic. So again, pay yourself first. What does that mean? And you guys can go and look on you can actually type that, pay yourself first, in YouTube, and you will come up with thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of videos. And I'm not here to replace any of those videos, but I'm speaking to a specific audience of social workers and other mental health professionals, right? So again, what does that mean, pay yourself first? Well, here's my understanding, guys. Whether we get paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, we get paid, right? And then we have bills that we have to pay, right? You know, we have our mortgage or our rent, we have our utilities, we have our internet, we have our cell phone, we gotta pay for groceries. You know, if we have kids, we have to pay for their expenses, you know, from diapers all the way to college tuition in some cases, and everything in between, right? And so the question is, you know, we're paying all these bills to everybody else. When do we pay ourselves, right? And if we're not intentional, we can fall into the trap of living from paycheck to paycheck, and the trap of having to work in a job or in a career where you no longer want to do it, but you're forced to because you haven't paid yourself first. So what are some ideas, what are some tips that we can do, that we can all do to start paying ourselves first if we're not doing this? And again, I'm hoping that the majority of you are doing these things. So again, this is just, again, you can think of this as continuing education. And if you are doing all these things, let me know. You know, let me know in the comment section. So the first way that we can pay ourselves first is by participating in our 401k programs or 401k plans, right? And many of us work for employers that provide matching funds for this. I know for myself, working for the federal government and working as a military service member, I actually have 2 401k plans. It's called TSP, Thrift Savings Plan. So I get to contribute, well, you can contribute as much as you want, but the government will only match 5%. So you best believe I am participating in my my TSP plans for the VA and for the military. You know, so that's the first way. That's the first way. If you have a 401k plan and you're not participating in it, you know, especially if your employer will match that, you're leaving free money on the table, right? So that's the first way that we can pay ourselves first. The second way that we can pay ourselves first is health savings plans, health savings accounts, HSAs. Again, some of us are working for employers that offer these health savings accounts, and you're only eligible to participate in these health savings accounts if you are utilizing what they call a high deductible health plan, HDHP, right? So if you are participating in an HDHP, that makes you eligible for a health savings account. And the cool thing about these HSAs are they have triple tax benefits. All right. I'm not going to go into any more about that, but you can look at other YouTube videos that talk about HSAs for more specifics. So that's the second way that we can pay ourselves first. The third way is the regular IRAs. You know, there's the traditional IRAs and then there's the Roth Iras. At the time that I'm filming this, the annual limit for the IRA is $6,000 for people that are under the age of 50. And if you're at 50 and older, you can contribute $7,000. And if you're contributing to a traditional IRA, this is tax deductible, which means it will lower your taxable income when you file your taxes. The other IRA is the Roth IRA, which you would be contributing post-tax dollars. And the cool thing about the Roth IRA is that when you pull the money out after 59 and a half or so, the money is completely tax-free. The government will not tax it because this is post-tax money, so the taxes have already been paid. All right, so IRA is the next way that we can pay ourselves first. Another way that we can pay ourselves first, which I probably should have stated first, is emergency funds. How many of us have emergency funds? There are articles on the internet that talk about how most Americans don't even have $1,000 in their savings if their car were to break down, or if they were to have some major appliance breakdown. They would have to put that money on a credit card and go into debt, paying 15%, 20% interest for that type of expense. So that's another way that we can pay ourselves first, guys. Putting a little bit of money, every time we get paid, into this emergency fund that we don't touch, right? And again, we want to break from the living from paycheck to paycheck cycle, right? We want to be financially independent. We want to be in a position where we're continuing to work as mental health professionals, as LCSWs, as LMFTs, as psychologists, not because we have to, but because we're still passionate about helping people, about providing professional support to people, right? That's why we want to do this, continue to do this work. We don't want to be forced to continue to have to be mental health professionals because we don't have emergency funds, because we haven't saved in our 401ks, our IRAs, or our health savings accounts. All right, and again, here's my thesis for why this is self-care. If we do not have these emergency funds, if we're not paying ourselves first through our 401ks, our IRAs, our health savings accounts, we are going to be stressed up to the nth degree. Financial stress is real. You guys know this. You guys are providing support and therapy to millions of people around the world that are stressing out about losing their job, about working longer hours, not having time, about fighting with their husbands and their wives because they don't have enough money to pay all the bills, and the kids want to go to these expensive colleges, whatever, or they want to get new Jordans. So you guys hear it every day in your practices, your private practices, your public practices. You hear the financial stress from your clients every day. And we are not exempt from the financial stress. So that's why we have to pay ourselves first as a self-care practice. All right? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any other ideas about paying yourself first that I didn't mention. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. For all the social workers and other mental health professionals out there, thank you for the work that you do every day for your clients, for your agency, and for the profession. Please continue to support each other and yourselves. Bye for now.